And good evening, hockey fans in Newfoundland and Labrador, across Canada, and around the world via the internet. Welcome you inside the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium this afternoon for the final regular season game in the Central West Senior Hockey League between the hometown Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts and the visiting Corner Brook Royals. Come up inside the booth. George Scott, Robert Golding with you again today. And last night, the Deer Lake Red Wings were in town. They won 3-1, clinched first place. So all the matchups are set now for the playoffs. The Red Wings finished in first. They will play the Stephenville Lightning at home starting next week. The Cataracts finished second. They will play the Corner Brook Royals at home here at the Joe Byrne next weekend. So this game doesn't mean anything for the standings, but these two teams meet again next week in the playoffs. So you want to go into that on a positive note, I would think.
Without a doubt, George. And you've heard me say this before, and I'll say it again. Anytime you play the game to win.
Yep.
You play the game hard, you play the game to win, and you let the chips fall where they may. And the fact that next week now, it's playoffs. So, yes, in terms of the standings and where you're going to finish doesn't mean anything, but there's so much more than just standings. And you really want to set the tone. And I know it's a week away, but you really want to set the tone. And the other thing is, if you look at it from the Cataracts' perspective, they don't want to lose 2 games in a row.
No, they lost last night. Yeah, you don't want to go into the playoffs on the down spiral.
And
you want to feel good going in.
Well, the other side of it, too, is that Corner Brook has improved each and every week, George. I mean, they've had a couple of big wins last week, and, you know, they had the big win Friday night, 16-3. And they're coming in here today, and they're saying, listen, we know that we're coming back to the Joe Byrne again next weekend, but if we can leave here today with a victory, that bodes so much better for them coming back next week.
Yeah, both teams are interested in sending a message to the other team here this afternoon. So it does mean a lot, and I think we're going to have a decent crowd on hand again. Big crowd here last night for the Red Wings game. 50-50 was 1,400, so that tells you that that's about how many people were here or close on. And
pretty close,
one of the biggest crowds we've had in quite a while. So the interest is here. You know, let's see if the teams can put on a good display for us this afternoon.
And George, you talked about message, and I got to send out a message to our good buddy Eddie Flood. I was going down to the rink to pick up a program, and I banged into a real good friend of mine who's from Corner Brook, and he said to me, we were chit-chatting, he was in watching some hockey the weekend, I asked him what he's doing. He said, well, he's taking in some games. And, you know, I've known him through baseball for years, and he said, he said, Floody had an accident this week. And I said, he was down here on the ice last week. I said, you know, Danielle Mills and so on and so forth. He said, yeah, I think he hurt himself refereeing.
Oh, my.
And I said, oh, my. I said, what happened? He said, yeah, he was refereeing, took a tumble, and I think he broke some ribs.
Oh, wow.
So I banged into Bill Healy. Bill Healy was brother-in-law of Eddie Flood, and, of course, Bill was trying to tell me a story without laughing, which is, it's always funny for the other person.
It's funny if it happens to somebody else.
But anyway, so I said,
Ed Flood, by the way, for those who don't know, is referee-in-chief, Newfoundland, Hockey Newfoundland, Labrador.
And anytime we got a question about rules, we text Eddie, and he gets back to us right away.
Yeah,
so
from Grand Falls, Windsor, now living in Corner Brook.
And
anyway.
He never told me that, you know, so I spoke to him a couple times last night via text, and he never talked that he hurt himself. So then he told me, he said, yes. He said he took a stumble, fell and broke a rib, or a couple of ribs, I should say, finished the game, and then refereed the next morning. And to quote him, and this is Eddie, and he will say his quote was, too stupid to quit. Anyway, Eddie, wishing you the best.
Yeah,
hope you tune into the webcast today and get better soon. Golf season's coming.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Golding, this is the Elliot Friedman of senior hockey, by the way, the ultimate insider. He's got everybody texting him during the game.
Yeah, I got to get some new suits.
Anything he talks about, And you got to wear sneakers with your suit.
Yes,
Sorry.
Size 6 wide my foot is, by the way.
Okay.
Can you get them?
I don't know where to go with that.
No. Well, we got a game here.
We do have a hockey game to play this afternoon. As I said, mentioned final game of the regular season. Final game of the weekend for us. This is game number 4.
Yeah.
We've had a busy weekend. Could have been busier because we were doing the Impact Series against the Western Kings, plus doing the Cataracts games last night and this afternoon. 2 different stadiums, so back and forth with all the web gear. If that Impact Western Series in the AAA had gone to 3 games, they would have played this morning. We would not be on the air right now.
Thank goodness.
Because there was no way we could get from the Windsor Stadium at the end of that game this morning to here by now.
We'd probably still be on the air out there.
Well, if it went to overtime or something, but we were thinking maybe somewhere during the first period, we might be able to get over here and get on the air. But because there was no game this morning, the Impact won it 2 straight. So we were able to bring the gear over here yesterday afternoon and leave it here. And I think I left my voice somewhere in
Well,
in the
not
Windsor,
too bad,
in the
though.
Windsor Stadium as well.
Yeah.
You know, you get by with a little help from your friends. Well, I'm getting by with a little help from my fisherman's friend. I'm going
Yeah.
through a couple of packs of those
We've
this
gone
weekend.
we've gone through a bit of those in the last couple of weeks, George.
Well, I know this weekend was rough. As I mentioned the other day doing the Impact webcast, I woke up 2 days ago with a head cold and a dry cough, and I said, "Oh, this is a great weekend for that." We've only got maybe 5 games to do, but one more, see if we can get through it. Still waiting for the teams to come
well-
out. Game was scheduled to start at 1:30. I'm looking at the clock, as Wayne Schuster would say. I see by the clock on the wall, you know. Those of you old enough to remember Wayne and Schuster, it's 1:33. Teams aren't out on the ice. They finished doing
Suggested
the
time?
Yeah, they finished doing the flood of the ice a few minutes ago. So we thought, okay, let's get on the air and we'll get going in just a minute. And as they say in TV, man, kind of stretch. We got to stretch here. Keep going.
And actually,
wait
we've-
for the teams to show up.
We're looking across the way, and we normally we'll see the players lined up. But I'm looking up at the clock, George, which the big clock, and it's a countdown of 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it's counting. It still says 2 and
Time is it's just a fleeting thing here for hockey.
Time is a suggestion.
Just a suggested time, right? And now, that being said, the suggested time this evening for the Super Bowl, it won't be a suggested time. It is on the second.
Oh yeah.
And don't miss a second, because if you do, you will miss the national anthem and maybe not get your bet correct.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well,
Over
Whether
or
you
under
miss
2 minutes.
I don't know. I've never timed the American national anthem.
Oh, okay.
Who's singing it?
It doesn't matter. Sometimes
well,
they stretch it out.
Well, some people do. That's what I'm thinking. There were some artists I know.
I don't know who's singing it.
Who will do? You ever see the Simpsons Bleeding Gums Murphy doing the national anthem? It just dragged on forever. And
No.
every time someone sings it and starts doing these runs all through it, and it's the Bleeding Gums Murphy version.
Haven't seen it, but
Okay.
I'm not sure who's doing it. But no doubt about it, it'll be good. That's all I can say.
They pre-record it. People say
Yeah.
they lip sync and it's not
Yeah.
enough. Like when Whitney Houston did, everyone said, "Oh,
Yeah.
she lip synced. It wasn't
Yeah.
that great." She recorded. They insist they record it in case there's any kind of technical
Right.
technical problem in doing it live. It's always pre-recorded, so they don't leave nothing to chance. See, we are clearly not pre-recorded.
No, and you can
There
tell
wouldn't
that.
be anywhere near as many mistakes if we were. So, no, we're doing it live.
Yeah.
And the officials are on the ice, still not seeing any
Maybe
teams.
it's just officials doing the game today. And George, I
I'm
also
just
got
going to
to
have
go.
a quick peek down here.
Yeah, and
no
you know-
cataracts aren't there either. Okay.
You notice that I do notice things with people's gear and those types of things.
Yeah.
So last night, and I told you, I said I was watching Brian Gushy going. I watch Brian a lot.
The linesman Brian
And-
Gruchy.
Yeah, and of course, man, he's got new skates on. So I text him, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "nice, aren't they?" And I said, "Yeah," he said, "expensive." And I said, "Okay." But anyway, for anybody listening, Brian has new
The
skates,
things
guys.
he notices are unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, and remember I mentioned there about 3 or 4 weeks ago, one of the players on the Cataracts, laces were too long.
Yeah, you said the lace is too long. If he takes a sharp turn, he's going to step
Yeah,
on them.
and he almost did. And the next period, his laces were double bowed.
I tell you, you make things happen.
Well, we got the goaltenders. The least Eddie Flood made realized that we were speaking about the backup goaltenders without masks and helmets on. Anyway, the next period,
They had him
they were
on.
right?
Yeah.
And Corey Keats chimed in as well. So it's good that we have people listening.
It's nice to know that people actually
I'm
do
surprised that
watch.
you still listen to us.
Yeah, we're here. And again, stretch, right? Drag it out. We're still waiting for the teams to come on. So we got a little bit of time to kill. Still nothing across the way. No Royals. And again, no Cataracts down below. And the clock has run out. There's the buzzer. I guess we're going to play today, aren't we? We're just going to sit here and talk for 2.5 hours.
We didn't lose power, did we?
No,
Well, okay.
everything's good.
Everything is good to go.
Well,
Ice looks beautiful.
It does. Had plenty of time to freeze after the flood because we've been waiting a while,
Yeah.
and we wait.
If I had known it was going to be this long, I probably would have had a half a plate of fries. The
You
wife
could have
brought
had some fries.
Well, I had 2, and anyway, I had to rush and go, and of course, didn't get to share very much.
No, we thought we'd be underway by now, and we are not. There you see down below with the empty space. Cameraman Jason Power with us today. Oh, there we are. Yeah, we got some players. There's Curtis Barrett. He's going to get the start
Yes.
for the Cataracts this afternoon. Tyler Whiffen will be the backup. And across the way, we see the Royals. Let's go down to ice level. Voice of John Thompson, stadium announcer. He will introduce the starting lineups in just a moment, and we have some special guests
Yes, we
here
do.
in the Joe Byrne with us today, and we will talk about that in a minute when they get introduced. There's John. John with his notes.
On defense, number 14, Ryan Gillum. On defense, number 3, Joe Wiseman. The forward, number 27, Tyler Hunt. Number 18, Kobe House. Number 23, Nathan King. And in goal, number 32, Luke House. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the starting lineup for your Cataracts. On defense, number 52, Josh Fitzgerald. Number 26, Jeremy Drover. And forward, number 10, Jordan Marr. And for number 11, Cody Drover. Number 24, Neil Oak. And in goal, number 30, Curtis Barrett. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to direct your attention to my extreme left in Section D and the wonderful people wearing the orange toques.
Tough to get a look at him.
These are members of the Exploit Hurricane Special
Members of the
Olympics
Exploit
Club.
Hurricane Special Olympic team. One of our forwards with us this afternoon for this game. One of those will be heading off to the National Special
We
Olympics
have
in Calgary
athletes,
later this
volunteers,
year.
parents,
Curling,
caregivers,
bowling.
all here this afternoon to cheer on their Cataracts. So athletes are back in action this winter season with snowshoeing,
Yes,
bowling,
we had
and
a lot of
curling. And
veterans
5 of
who
these
were able to
athletes have been
join
selected to represent
some
Team Newfoundland, who are making their way to Calgary in a couple of weeks to participate in the Special Olympics National Winter Games.
College, now here this afternoon.
Representing bowling, Liam Gibbons and Coach Trevor Wicks. Representing curling, Joshua Gardner, Kim O'Neill, Tony Christensen, Margaret O'Neill, and Coach Garrett Hinson. Colleen Price will also be in attendance as the next generation coach. So ladies and gentlemen, once more time, please put your hands together and wish them all the very best of luck. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you
Time now for
can
the national anthem.
and join Miss Eva Gowdy in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, with glory.
Yeah, we mentioned Curtis Barrett starting in goal for the Cataracts. For the Cornbrook Royals, it'll be Luke House, number 32. There he is.
George, as I look across the way to the Cornbrook Royals bench, I'm counting 16 players in total, 18, total, for counting the goaltender. So they're not the full contingent today.
All right, we're underway. Cataracts in their predominantly green, dark green uniforms. Royals in the white, blue, and red. And control from the Cataracts from the opening faceoff. They'll shoot it in. Gillum to the boards. He almost turned it over. It's kept in, but it'll be brought back. No, it won't be brought out. A couple of chances to get it out. Finally, they do to an open wing. Josh Fitzgerald back to get it. Get it to the blue line and out. Jordan Marr stops inside the blue line, leaves it for Drover. Drover to the backhand pass across. They score.
41 seconds into the game, George. Just a breakdown inside of the Royal zone. Very far too passive, allowing Cody Drover to get in over there and make two easy moves. And then we have the empty netter basically on the side. So if you're talking about getting off to a fast start, can't get much faster.
No, we've seen the Cataracts do that a few times this year.
We have. First shift many times.
41 seconds in.
Just a good dump in, a good entry, and Drover retrieves the puck and makes a nice move at the blue line and spots his teammate.
I thought he was going to take the backhand shot, instead made the pass. Neil Oak on that line with Myron Drover.
Yeah, they've been using a few different forwards there.
Now with Andre Gill out of the lineup, out of town today, you noticed last night, Myron Drover had a number of different players over on that right wing.
And they've had Ethan Sims with them a fair bit. They're changing up a little bit here again today.
Roach will dump it in. They started off with May, who is not in the lineup today for the Cataracts on that line.
Both Andre Gill and Mike Brent out of town.
Luke Daring not available this weekend either for the Cataracts. Puck goes to the boards. Corey Brent shoots it in. Wicks missed it over at the right point. Corey Brent got back to pick it up for the Cataracts, dumped it into the Royal zone. Coffey able to play it in, comes around the boards. Tried to get it to Janes. That was cut off. Now Janes has it. Brent gets to it, shoots it in again. Fabiancic up at the blue line for Smith. No, I got Smith right.
I'm not attempting the other one, George.
Just offside. Jewer didn't quite get out over the blue line.
I just enjoy listening to you say it, and you say it the same way each time, so I'm just assuming that's the way it's supposed to be said.
That's the way somebody told me last time the Royals were in town, so I'm going to go with it.
George C. Jewer getting a shift out here early today's game, as well as we seen Brent earlier. Those guys didn't see much ice time at all last night, so coaching staff are going to go with a little different thing today, and so you should. Get everybody in.
Quick shot by Coffey, kicked out by House. Kyle King in over the blue line, all alone as the Cataracts are changing. He'll dump it in, and then he'll head to the bench to complete that change.
Pierce is in the lineup for the Cataracts today. He wasn't last night.
Yeah, he's the one addition. Coffey, weak shot on goal. House has got that and smothers the rebound.
One thing Pierce does bring to the team, George, he's got some good speed, some upstall when you get him, especially over on the far boards. He's able to break through some checks and get to the net.
Josh May and David Byrne, who played last night, not in the lineup for the Cataracts today.
May was the recipient of that hit down behind the net that caused a skirmish and a fight, and sure he's feeling a little sore today. He did play again afterwards, however.
The Royals with a chance, a shot over the top of the goal. Quick release by Tyler Hunt, and the puck goes into the Cataracts players bench, face off just outside the blue line.
So Pierce gets an opportunity to play on the right side here today with Mara and Drover.
Everybody gets a chance, apparently.
Yeah, that's all right. True. Try everybody.
You're up next, Robert.
See how things work.
You're
Okay, I got to get my skates.
We'll go down just wide of the goal, so icing against the Corner Brook Royals.
And George, that brings up an interesting comment. I can remember reading a couple of articles a few years ago, and the Pittsburgh Penguins went through about 7 right wingers one year trying to get someone to complement Sidney Crosby, you know, arguably the greatest player that has played. And they said, you might think that it's easy to play with Sidney Crosby, but it's not, because he thinks so much more quicker than everybody else and where you should be. And it's time that you get there, and it's difficult.
Royals come up with it down the corner. Drover pushes his man to the boards. Puck comes loose. The Cataracts have it. Cody Drover. Pass for Marr. Drover behind the goal, trying to get it out in front. He does. He goes down. Puck is cleared. Winter has it. Winter turning. Royals were changing. Winter dumps it in. King for the Royals back at the blue line. Just avoiding the hit was Wiseman. That shot right on goal. Went off the stick of Barrett. Edgar with King. King comes up with it. Nice work along the boards. Turns, goes the other way. Rips one in. That went off the stick of Cantwell, up and out of play.
Yeah, I like what Scotty Cantwell did there, though. He still gave it the outside and allowed the shot to come, put the stick out in the way. And from that far out on the blue line, you like that from a defensive position. Corner Brooker coming off a big victory Friday night, George, 16-3 over the Stephenville Lightning. So they've had a day of rest. They're ready to roll again.
It's not often we have a weekend with 2 different teams in town.
No, it's happened a couple of times, but
Nice novelty.
I like it.
And across and
Oh, my
put
goodness.
wide. What a chance there for Josh Smith.
Phenomenal pass and a
Tried to
great
go
play.
against the grain with the shot and put it wide.
A lot wide.
Wide right.
Yeah, wide right. Buffalo don't want to hear that.
No, I don't know if there's anybody from Buffalo listening, so I might get away with it. Gillum softly backhands it in. Barrett will play it. Down the other side looking for Edgar. He's held against the boards. Puck comes loose. Royals are on it. Long shot in. Barrett got a piece of it. Cleared to the boards. It'll get out.
Play a little scrambly at this time.
Yeah. Kyle Brown waits. Teammates are changing. He'll shoot it in. King back to get it for the Cataracts. Comes in front. Vincent with a shot that went wide. Vincent's got it again. Down in the corner. Playing along the boards. Goes behind the net. Cataracts have it off the boards. Try and move it out. They do. They'll clear the zone. Brown over to an open wing. Picked up by Roach. He'll shoot it in, and then he'll head to the bench. Went over the head of King. All the way down the ice. No icing. Brown back to get it. King in looking for it. Brown around the boards. It'll get out. Jeremy Drover. This side to Josh Fitzgerald. Up for Coffey. It's knocked out of the air. Can't get it in over the blue line. Kyle King's got it. That hit his teammate's skates. Jewer. So came back out. King to center. Again, teams kind of exchanging this. They'll shoot it in, change the line. And the other team will do almost a giveaway. Drover just missed that. King to Wiseman. Over the other side, Hunt. Hunt winds up. He can shoot it. That's a couple of times he's unleashed a slap shot from that left side.
He likes to shoot it quite often.
Cataracts bring it in. Here's Drover, drops it back. Cantwell is in behind the net. Marr trying to get it to the side of the goal. Royals come up with it. King, cross ice for Hunt. Hunt, center, shoots it in. They get in a line change.
There we go. Is it a recording?
Yeah. Yeah, dump it in, go to the bench. Dump it in, go to the bench. Here's Drover with some open ice. Cody Drover, cross, scores. He set up Marr, no doubt about that one.
Gillum got burned, George, on the blue line there. I was watching, he's the right D-man, and I was looking down low, and Cody Drover spots him being stationary and decides to break down the ice, and Gillum just cannot get back there. Of course, it's an easy 2-on-1. You look right here, Gillum is caught right here. He's 50 feet away from his teammate, and of course the weak side D, he's just got too far to come to get it. Just an easy 2-on-1. Got to be one of the most important things you got to be able to do as a defenseman is recognize who's out on the ice.
So Drover and Marr hook up again. The two leading scorers in the league. They are 1 and 2, and they've added to their total here this afternoon. A couple of points each already.
Cataracts goal scored by number 10, Jordan Drover.
Hunt again, third time. That time just missed the net.
Assist number 11, Cody Drover.
Almost got to get over on that guy.
Scott Campbell. Time to goal 7:47. Marr, Drover, and Campbell 7:47.
Hunt again with a shot. Well, he's had 4 quality chances here in the first period.
And Antle picks up the rebound coming off of the boards and a quick shot again. That's 4 from the left side, so if you're the coach, Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts, you're going to be telling your right winger, guys, got to get a little closer. There's too much ice over there. Antle's had 1. Drover's had 1 Roach. And Hunt's had 2. They only got 4.
Yeah, Hunt's had a couple of other chances. Not a shot on goals.
No.
Put wide, but
And Scotty Cantwell got in the way of 1.
Brandon Jewett turns, shoots it in. Sims in there first, or King rather. It's Coffey. Antle has it up to Roach for the Royals. Pass missed everybody. It'll go down the ice, and this will be icing against Corner Brook. 10:58 to go first period. 2-0 for the Cataracts.
George, as I'm looking up and down the lineup, I just checked the program there, and I remember the box score from Friday night, and I think Matt Coburn probably had 2 goals and 2 assists for the Corner Brook Rolls, but he's not here today. At least I don't see him. That's a bit of offense gone.
Absolutely. James down into the corner. Threw it behind the goal, comes out. Royals have it. We'll keep it in. Down a little lower. Smith. Han. And Fitzgerald has it now for the Cataracts. We'll settle it down. King couldn't get to it. Jewer heading to the bench. Replaced by Pierce, who's out there now. Didn't play last night, as you mentioned. Cody Drover was looking for Pierce. It went off a skate. James gets rid of it. Cantwell has it. To Drover. Over to Marr. Marr put on the brakes. Cantwell had a chance to step into it. Elected to take it a little deeper and maybe make a pass. I thought he was just going to wind up and drill that one.
Yeah, which is never a bad thing. George, just the previous shift I was watching down in the corner as Drover for the Cataracts, defenseman Drover for the Cataracts, was about to check Smith on the rolls. Smith is a stocky guy, and he braced himself for the check, and Drover really took the worst of that. Smith is a strong kid.
Winter holds it in. Pierce goes down behind the goal along with Royals player. It's Fabiancic. Cantwell fanned on it. Now he's got to hustle back. Royals chip it down the ice. Barrett will come out to play it. Cantwell got a stick all tied up with the Royals player.
Tried to do one of these picks, no picks, and picked him.
Pierce off the glass and out. Drover's got it, works his way in front. Maher has it. Royals defenseman really backed off that puck. I thought he had first shot at it.
He basically gave him that ice. He needs to take that puck.
Wicks will bring it in. Wicks with a shot. That kind of came out of nowhere. Quick release just over the top of the goal. Collision over at the blue line, then the shot goes wide. It comes out.
I think Gale might be hurt on this one. He's trying to get to the ice. He's definitely hunched over.
Gale headed to the Cataracts bench. King, cross ice for Roach. That's a chance and a good save by Barrett. So he stopped Antle. Great pass. Set up Antle. Cataract player's stick knocked out of his hands. That was Sims. Here's Gillum with a shot. Put it wide. Royals have had their chances here in this first period.
They have.
Wiseman.
Some good action here. I like it.
Fitzgerald getting to the outside. Takes it around behind the goal. Tried the wraparound. Didn't quite get there. Came out in front for Sims, and he fanned on it with the open net.
Wow. Great move by Fitzgerald as well.
Fitzgerald up the blue line. Offside.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
But forward Fitzgerald for the Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts, George, did a little dipsy-doodly, put the right head fake shoulder, and the defenseman body. He went in, looked like he was going to go short side, tried to wrap around, lost it off his stick, and then came right out to Ethan Sims in the blue paint. Wasn't able to corral it, put it in the back of the open net.
Just wondering, Robert, we have to check on this between periods. Number 3 for the Royals defenseman, Wiseman. Not on the program.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's wearing the full face mask. So I'm wondering, is it possible that might be Joe Wiseman from the Western Kings? Staying on and playing to fill in.
It's a good question.
Once again, was not on the program, so it may have been a late addition. Have to check on that.
Okay.
Speculation on my part. A little late getting here this afternoon, to be honest. I didn't get a chance to get over and talk to the Royals. Okay. Usually like to do.
Are you talking about Wiseman, George, who played for the Western Kings on D?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta have a look and tell you now.
Yeah, when he comes back out, he's number 3. And if you don't notice, he's got Wiseman written on the back of his jersey.
Oh, said a wise man. I expect a text from either Eddie Flood or Darren
Someone's
Colburn.
going to let us know.
Yeah, and
George,
I'll be disappointed.
George, you don't know what you're talking about. That's a completely different person. I don't know. We'll see. I heard your phone ding, so.
Yeah, well.
Here's a shot again over the top of the goal. The Royals having trouble hitting the net with some of these great chances that they're getting.
Probably need a bigger net. And, of course, Eddie Flood is listening, an avid listener, and it is George Joe Wiseman from the AAA team.
All right. Thanks, Eddie.
There you go. And now I'm looking at.
Oh, I feel good. I got one right.
Oh, you got it really right. And not only that.
Fabiancic shoots it in. That came off the boards, hit the side of the net. Strange bounce.
So this is a under 18 guys playing in the senior leagues. That's awesome. He captains the Western Kings, and
we talked about all the ice time. We got Fabiancic with a shot that got through. Barrett stopped it, cleared it to the boards. A lot of ice time for the Western Kings.
Did he ever?
Terrific defenseman. Cataracts relieve some of the pressure, send it down the ice. This will go on goal. Again, had just enough curl on it. Vincent takes the pass, moves it up to Roach, into the middle, finds Hunt. Hunt lost it as he got to the blue line. Edgar gets it out. Drover to Josh Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald in over the blue line, just onside. Fitzgerald tried to throw it in front, went off his skate. Pinching in, Jeremy Drover will hold it in. Edgar trying to throw it out in front. Myers got it. In for Drover and put it wide. Back to Fitzgerald. His shot. That hit somebody in front. House moves it up. Hunt. Pass. Great pass. Here's Roach in all alone. Roach stopped by Barrett. Tried to go five hole. Barrett was falling back. Had to hesitate and wonder if he was going to slide back into the net with the puck.
What happened? It was the puck was the pass was so hard. Roach picks it up greatly, but as he makes a move, he loses it off the end of the stick and wasn't able to complete the real good deke on Barrett, who made the save. But what a beautiful pass!
Winter to the boards and out. This is Wiseman. That went off his skate. Gillum back in his own end to get it. Just plays it out to center. Winter will shoot it right back in. Gillum behind his net. King. Sims. He'll chip it in. A little too far to go get it himself. It's cleared out. Here's Winter. Over to Cantwell. Cantwell doesn't get it out. Kept in by Hunt. That shot was blocked by Cantwell.
Hunt's had a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah, has he ever. Nick Fitzgerald. Into the middle. The Royals bring it out. Wiseman. Shot on goal. Barrett's got it. Holds on.
And George, you're talking about Wiseman. He's been out there for a long shift. And as I was saying, as I was counting the players, the national anthem, I was counting 10 on the bench in 5 years. So obviously they were shorthanded and had to pick up Joe Wiseman from the Western Kings. Busy weekend for him.
Disappointed he didn't get to play this morning, no doubt. His team had lost in 2 straight games to the Central Impact in the under 18. The Impact will go on to the semifinals. But he picks up a game this afternoon.
Yeah, perfect.
Roach. Hit along the boards. King stepped into Roach, and that's going to be a penalty. Charging Kyle King. So a power play for the Royals.
Yeah, one of those things that you think you're finishing your check and it's close to the boards and referee thinks otherwise. Royals will go on the first power play of the afternoon. 4:12 remaining here in the first period. Cataracts are up 2-0.
Cataracts win the face-off and the puck goes down the ice. A lot of snow over there. Got stuck in right at the gate outside the Royals bench.
Yeah, there is a lot of
snow. The puck just came to a quick halt over there. Yeah, there's a lot of snow. Mantle gets it in over the blue line, drops it back, gets the return pass. Mantle turns, tried to shoot it in deep. That was picked off and sent down the ice.
If the forecast holds true, looking at the long range for Wednesday and Thursday, we could receive a lot of snow.
Yeah, calling for another midweek snowstorm.
Wow.
We had enough snow last week. I think we had more in those 2 days last week than we had all last winter.
I agree. Definitely more than what we've had all year.
Now, the whistle went. Any idea?
No, I'm looking around. Unless it was touched by someone on the bench, which... and it's coming down into the rules. I don't know what it is, George.
I don't know. Jace Power, cameraman, you had something to say there? What do you think it was?
Oh, okay, thanks,
So
Jason.
Jason tells us hit with the high stick. Should have opened your mic so all the folks could hear you.
Yeah, well,
Jason, thanks very much.
Can't believe we missed that. Nice.
Wraparound attempt, put it right through the crease. He was there, and there was room. Just couldn't tuck it in. Fitzgerald back at the point. Winter shot over the top of the goal. May have gone off Nathan King. Got a piece of it maybe. The Royals forward. Hunt with another shot. And then on the rebound put it wide. Cataracts will send it down the ice. 24 seconds to go in the power play. Not much good happening for the Royals on this man advantage so far. Coffey, you swing at the puck, hit James. No call.
No.
I know in the NHL, if you were making following through on a pass or a shot and hit someone, it's not a high stick. But my understanding is in senior hockey it still is. Here's King right out of the penalty box. In front, scores.
Now the Royals are going to be very upset over that one, George. They're figuring it's a missed call, it's a turnover, and results in a goal. That's the double whammy that you'd never like to hear or see.
All right, let's take a look.
And the player had just gotten out of the penalty box.
This
George
is
turns
King.
the puck over.
That's King coming out of the penalty box there.
He makes the play, comes right back, and of course,
Coffee
Gerald-
all alone in front.
yeah, roofs it.
Nobody picked up Jonathan Coffey at all. He had lots of time to decide where to put that.
No, people were puck watching, and of course, as we said so many times, it's not the guy behind the net that's going to score. It's out in the slot area, and that's where it came from.
Cataracts goal scored by number 41, Jonathan Coffey.
A great start for the Cataracts.
Yeah, definitely.
Time to goal, 17:55. Coffey from 10.
Fitzgerald to Drover. In over the blue line. Drover holding it. Drover still with it. Manages to avoid two Royal defenders. Finally, the Royals come up with it. Brown can't get it out, though. Kept in by Wicks. Pierce looking for it. Fabiancic comes up with it. Back at the point. Brent with a shot off his skate. Fabiancic in the corner. Looking for Nathan King. Brent shot right on goal. There's a rebound there. Royals have it. And they will just send it down the ice to get a change in.
Yeah, they needed one desperately then.
Edgar turns, shoots it. That went off somebody's skate, just went over the top of the goal.
I think it went off a Royal skate.
I believe it did, yeah. 1 minute to go in the first period. Shot got through right on goal. Sims reaching for it. Sims behind the goal. Edgar threw it out in front, nobody home.
Royals coverage, George, down inside of the hash marks is non-existent. There's just too many guys in green open.
Wiseman turns, gets it out. It's Clay King. Threw it in front. Again, nobody there to get a stick on it. Knocked out of the air by Wiseman. Up at the blue line.
It's offsides.
Cantwell following up on it. Backhand was stopped. Cataract player knocked down. That's going to be a penalty.
That's
Oh,
a
my.
check to the back. Defensive player.
Referees are getting both arms in the air saying, what did you have?
Yeah.
We had the same call, cross-checking. Ryan Gillum go to the penalty box for two.
Big man. He puts a cross check on you, you're going to feel it. "13 seconds left. This is a big face-off right here now for the Corner Brook Royals. They don't want to get another one scored against them.
10 seconds to go in the period. Drover holding it, shoots. And House takes that one right in the chest.
Cataracts wanted to draw cleanly. It looked like it was going to be a slap shot right off the bat. Drover chose to come around. Made a good wrist shot. Goaltender took it in the breadbasket.
Still 3 seconds. Put just wide. They were hoping for a deflection. The buzzer goes. Minute 47 left to go in the power play for the Cataracts. When we come back to start the second period, they lead it 3-0 after 20 minutes. Shots on goal 12-9 in favor of the Cataracts after one period.
I'd like to see a little bit more urgency for the Corner Brook Royals coming in. Georgie and I, we talked about this on the outset of the game, that it doesn't mean anything in terms of standings, but it means a lot in terms of everything else.
Yeah, again, these two teams meet. If you missed it right off the top, they will meet next weekend here at the Joe Byrne to start their 4 out of 7 semifinal. So both teams, as we said off the hop, want to send a message. So far, it's been the Cataracts who are delivering that message this afternoon, but still a long way to go.
There is. 2
periods left to play. We'll be back with period number 2 in just a few minutes. You're watching Central West Senior Hockey League action from the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium here in Grand Falls, Windsor, exclusively on AO.live.
Total score is now 4-1 for the Green Team. Look at it, 4-2. Here we go. Number 14 again, Caleb Stuckler. Final score, 6-3 for the Green Team. Let's hear it for both teams. Let's give them a hand, folks. Now we'll have to get a picture. For that. Let's hear it one more time for both teams. Congratulations, Greenwood team.
Three 0 Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts leading the Corner Brook Royals at the end of the first period. Just getting set for period number 2. We were talking in the first period about some of the players missing for the Cataracts, including Andre Gill, Mike Brent, among others. For the Royals, they're missing, we were just counting it up, 6 or 7 players not here. Adam Guy, Michael Nomore Wells, Matthew Colburn, Jordan Freak, Jordan King, Cameron Allaby, to name some.
Yeah.
Well, that's the nature of the beast in senior hockey. Every team goes through it. Every weekend there's 4 or 5 guys on each team who can't make it.
Nope, you have your whole contingent. Playoffs come.
Scores!
Deflection off the stick in front of the net. A quick release. Fitzgerald from his D position gets it, but a quality shot. George, we talked about an early goal the first period. We have an early goal in the second period.
There it is, Robert.
Coming off of the boards, just a nice D to D right here. Just a quick release, and it got tipped high, I think.
Not sure if it was. I thought I heard a tip when I saw it live.
It got tipped, whether it was a Cataract player or not, but it definitely got tipped after the shot from Fitzgerald high.
All right, 4-0. They scored early in the first, early in the second. It's a pretty good recipe for success.
And late in the first. That's always a good one. Hit off the player bench.
We just finished doing the AAA Major Hockey League play-in series between the Impact and the Western Kings. Okay, Coffey gets the goal, so he got the deflection. And the Impact, one of the reasons they had success was scoring late in periods in those 2 games. Takes the wind out of the sails of the other team.
Oh, it does that. That's Coffey's second in the afternoon, I believe, George.
Yeah, and that
That's a
I
nice
missed that,
tip.
Robert. That was a power play.
Yep.
That carried over from period 1.
Yeah, that was the cross check down low in the Cataract zone earlier in that period, or excuse me, in the roll zone.
Wiseman tucks under a check from Drover. Got it up along the boards. Cataracts have it. Tried to throw it in front. Second chance right on goal. Save made by House. Tyler Gale. Normally a defenseman. Yeah. Shift up forward. We saw that last weekend as well.
Yep.
Filling in.
We saw with Sims last night with the Clear Lake Red Wings as well.
Yeah, I see that with Steven Sims a lot. Forward and defense. Doesn't seem to bother him which way he lines up.
He's an effective player. Good skater. And that's good skater and puck handler, and you're going to do well.
Flip down the ice. Nathan King trying to get there. He won't get there in time, though. That'll be an icing call.
Not sure why he held off. Thought he was going to beat this guy to the puck. Totally.
He had to get there before he crossed the goal line, though, and
Yeah.
didn't accomplish that. Sims turning along the boards. Jeremy Drover shot on goal. That'll be corralled by the goaltender House.
George, I know it's only early into the second period, but I've got the feeling like the two teams are almost going to play this string out. I don't know if I...
Seems very quiet out there right now.
Very quiet. There's not a lot of urgency, not a lot of get up and go for anybody.
Let's hope not, because we're still just early in the second period.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's 6 minutes or 8 minutes left in the third. A long way to go yet.
Edgar turns, backhands it in. They'll go right on goal, and again, House will have to cover it with Nick Fitzgerald right there. Royals control it from the faceoff, get it as far as center. And backhanded in. Barrett out to play it, rings it around the board. Smith is over there, tried to kick it free. It does come free. There's a shot that goes wide, comes off the end boards. That hit the outside of the net.
Wow.
Great chance there for Corner Brook.
Their best of the game.
Just couldn't convert. Weak shot on goal. Again, House will cover it.
Quick shifts for both teams here now today. Corner Brook had the day off yesterday, had to travel in today. Of course, the Cataracts played yesterday, or last night, I should say.
Kept in by the Cataracts. Coffey trying to backhand it out in front. It's back behind the goal. He's got it. That shot hit the defenseman.
Gillum's without a stick. He's going to need that.
Yeah, one of the Royals defenseman. Lost to Smith. Cuts inside. Shoots. Stopped by Bird. Rebound is there. They score.
Yeah, that's another broken play down low, George. And if you think about it, really the Royals were 3-on-4 because one D-man never got back to the play. And, of course, Gillum never had a stick. And I watched Wiseman went over and flicked the stick back to him. He caught it. It was a nice play. You look at this, George. Cataracts got numbers here, but there's no coverage. It's a 3-on-4 with no coverage, and that's just not acceptable.
Nice move by Josh Smith to cut inside to
Yeah.
get himself free. Looked like Cataracts were in good position.
Yeah, got caught puck watching, and of course made a nice move, and it was basically an empty netter.
Fabiancic swinging wide around Oak, takes it in the corner.
Maybe that'll light a fire for both teams.
See if it opens things up. It's Mitchell Lewis, the goal scorer. Chance for Roach. Big
Wow.
save by Barrett. What a chance.
Unbelievable. Almost the same type of play.
Antle had that on his stick right in front of the goaltender. That shot by Drover goes wide, and Barrett with his best save of the game. Big hit along the boards. Fabiancic comes up with it. Good pass for Clay King. King brings it in over the blue line. Yeah, things do open up a little bit after that goal. That came off the end boards. Royals are on it. The Royals trying to fight back here. Clay King right in front. Tip just wide. Chance for Roach.
I think it went off a Marr's stick as he was coming back down low to support his D-man.
And here is Marr. Got Oak with him. Marr swinging wide, fed it in front, pass into the skates. Back of the point, Cantwell has it. Puts it in behind the goal. Wiseman. It's just cleared out. It gets past Winter, so he's got to turn and go back to get it. Royals will change. Cantwell to Winter. Off the boards for Pierce. Wasn't touched, so it'll be icing against the Cataracts.
He got turned around. Pierce did was trying to retrieve the puck on his back, and it went out to the boards. And Tommy turned around, was gone past him.
Wicks at the blue line. Still inside the blue line, taken away. Hunt has got it. Hunt on the backhand, put it wide. Pierce will pick it up along the boards, chips it out. Wiseman quickly across to Gillum. Pierce got a stick on it, but House has it, sends it in deep. Gale back to get it. Goes in there with Hunt. Nick Fitzgerald. So they head to Pierce. Pierce along the boards. He gave it away. Sent back in. Fitzgerald in over the blue line. Stops. Tried to give it to Kyle King. He's hit into the boards by Smith. Back at the point it comes. Jeremy Drover will hold it in. Fitzgerald pokes it free. Got past King. Fabiancic. To the boards. Hand gets a little bump. Gets it to the other side. And Royals off the glass and out. Fitzgerald turning inside his own blue line. Be careful here. And off the boards, and that will be an icing call against the Cataracts.
Yeah, the first pivot around was fine. There was a passing option there. Chose to go and do another curl, and of course after that there wasn't a passing option and had really no other choice but to shoot the puck down the ice. Icing. 13 minutes, 12:59 remaining here in the second period. Going to toss him out because he was late getting out there.
Cataracts win the faceoff. Get it up along the boards towards the blue line. It'll be chipped out to center. And hit the linesman. Maher trying to get to it. Maher quickly across to Drover. Drover cutting in. Drover with a shot off the stick of Brown, up and out of play.
Brown does a good job of staying with Drover. Drover made a nice move, bringing the puck over to his left, trying to go back across the green. Brown got a stick out in the shooting lane, deflected up and out of play. It's good defensive play.
Drover off a skate into the corner. Royals have it. Wiseman gets it out down the ice. This will go to the goaltender Barrett, who play it. Kept in by the Royals, shot wide. Wiseman with a good pinch. Wiseman with a nice play. Get around Cantwell, got it down in deep. Puck still held against the boards. Now it's played behind the goal. Winter trying to get to it. Hunt steps into him. Oak has got it. Can't get it out. Good shift here for the Royals.
Really good. It's going to be a little skirmish here now.
Right, separate.
Hunt and Winter are having some words here.
Cataracts control it. This is Winter. That passed way too far for Maher, and that'll be icing.
Cornerbrook are coming on, George, last 4 or 5 minutes. I like their offensive opportunities, but they're good board battles here now. And we talked about earlier, shouldn't say me, spoke about maybe it wasn't, hopefully they weren't going to mail it in, but the intensity and the pace has picked up. I like it.
Yeah, ever since the Royals got their first goal.
Yeah, I said, maybe it'll light a fire on both teams.
Yeah, the game certainly picked up. King in to take the face off. It is won by Fitzgerald. Wicks off the glass and out. Brown back to get it for the Royals. Up to Roach. Roach into the middle for Antle. He's poke checked. Fitzgerald had it and lost it. Turning and shooting it was Antle. Another big save by Barrett. Antle back at the point. Brown winds up. That hit Sims. Brown again. This time over to Fabiancic. Fed it across. That shot kicked away by Barrett.
Heads up.
Heads up. That goes. Thought that hit behind the bench, but I guess it hit the boards and stayed in play.
I think it hit the back glass behind the bench, to be honest with you, George.
If it hits the glass, it's still in play. It was an unusual one.
It was. Unless it hit the glass just before the board. I thought it went up and over to it.
Yeah, I thought it had gone into the players' bench, but
yeah,
it came out so quickly. Anyway, Brown will bring it in, dump it in. Royals will change. Fitzgerald trying to move it up along the boards. Cataracts able to get it out. Kyle King forced to the left side, shoots it in.
It's going to be an elbowing penalty here on Gillum.
Gillum chased King over
Gillum,
to the boards.
or elbowing or roughing.
Head contact.
Yeah, and it's an easy call. It's a bad play by Gillum. I mean, the puck is long since gone, and he goes over and targets a guy and got to stick up high. And of course, he's hearing it from the Cataract bench here now. There's no doubt.
The Cataracts will go on the power play, leading 4-1.
Gillum probably the biggest player out on the ice. But I watched both officials and the back officials watch, and the puck was long gone. It's one thing to finish your check, but that's not finishing the check. That's Winter. Winter took a check from Hunt down earlier, and I could tell.
Yeah, he's gone to the players' dressing room.
Yeah, he's under a lot of duress. I was watching him, George, as he was getting off, and he actually undid his helmet. But that was him and Hunt had a battle earlier. And you could see that he was a little weary coming off, and he's obviously under some duress right here now. This is going to be another penalty, George?
I think there may have been an unsportsmanlike misconduct.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what
well.
the complaint was on the penalty. The penalty was very easily called.
That's why another player's gone into the penalty box. That shot just pulled wide by Drover. Again, power play here. They scored on their last one.
Might create some excitement here now.
Here's Drover behind the goal. Fitzgerald. Nick Fitzgerald. Drover. Didn't get a lot on that pass. What he wanted to. Went off the heel of a stick a bit. Meyer down the corner. He's pushed off the puck. Drover trying to retrieve it. Wiseman staying with him. Drover gets it back to the point. Josh Fitzgerald. That one off a stick and comes out. Yep. 2 minutes for head contact plus a 10-minute misconduct to Gillum. Right into the crease. Kicked away by House. Josh Fitzgerald, a shot blocker save made by House, and it goes up and out of play.
Nice save. Good shot by Fitzgerald as well. That's twice now from his point area.
Cataracts will make a wholesale change.
Well,
King, Sims, and Edgar will be up front. Cantwell and Drover on the back end.
A lot of pleasantries being exchanged by both teams here.
Getting ready for next weekend. And they'll do it for real. The playoffs next weekend start here at the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium. We'll get the schedule posted as soon as we know exactly.
Hunt was having some words with the players' bench, Cataracts players' bench, as he was going back to his bench. Not sure if they had a bet on tonight's game or not. Football game, that is.
King back to Drover. Kyle King over the other side. Cantwell. Jeremy Drover. Back down to Cantwell. Edgar's in the slot. Hit the side of the net. Comes back to Cantwell. With Drover. Nothing towards the net yet. Cantwell takes it off his skate. And for Sims, back to Cantwell. Lots of possession, but everything on the outside right now.
Yeah, nobody's really moving though, George. They're staying in relatively the same areas. And the Royals haven't had to do a whole lot. Just stand and watch.
Drover. Down and along the boards for King. Sims looking forward. It gets past Drover and down the ice.
Got three guys on the boards on the far side, George, but they weren't far enough apart and they didn't move the puck quick enough. And of course, if you're in a between the dots as a defender and you want to have players pass that puck all day.
So penalties over. Good kill by the Kings. By the Royals. Wraparound attempt by Drover went through the crease. Trying to get it to Meyer. Meyer's got it now along the boards. Yeah, 5-on-5 now. Drover gets to it first. Had it taken away. Corey Brent will get to it. It's in round behind the goal. Clay King in there first. Meyer took it away from him. Fed it in front. Can't get a shot away, and the Royals have it. Hunt with a big hit.
George, I could see that coming.
Rocked by
I could see that coming even before them. They had some words, and that's going back to the hit on Winter. And Corey Brent lined him up and really gave him a good check just inside of the blue line.
I think that's the biggest hit we've seen
this
year, yeah.
I think so. And Hunt on Corner Brook Rolls is not a small man. I don't think that we've seen the last of that either, George.
Wiseman swings it across to Brown. Up through the middle, it's tipped in.
That got the fans excited, the players excited.
Yeah, everything's picked up a little bit. Hand trying to backhand it out in front. Wicks has it. Up towards the blue line. Pierce goes down. Cataracts will get to it. Fitzgerald He's got Edgar with him. Fitzgerald shoots. Save made by House. Long pass for Han in behind him, and that's going to be an icing call against the Royals. But yeah, between the goal by the Royals and that hit, you feel things picking up a little bit.
George, about 10 seconds before that hit, Brent and actually Hunt were there, and little push, little shove, and actually Corey went back at him, and I'm sure he went back at him, send a message, whatever took place over on the boards. And then I can see him picking up the puck, Hunt, and as he turned, Brent just lined him up with a good hard check, which doesn't result in a penalty, which is happy for many people.
Yeah, we've talked about it for a long time, Robert, you and I, about how
it's
anytime there's a big hit in hockey these days, it's usually automatic penalty.
And that was just a good clean
and
hit.
We're talking NHL down.
Yeah, I don't like it. Wow, Johnny Cash.
King shot hit the outside of the net. James into the middle, poked away. Cantwell has it. Backing up. Sit down the ice. Fabiancic back there first. Watch by Jewer. Takes it off the boards. And the Royals will chip it out. James and Jewer battling, and they get their sticks engaged. And they skate away, but keep an eye on that. And there's a hit along the boards.
Wow, I've seen more hits in this period than I've seen all year.
Cantwell stepped into James. Yeah, getting ready for next week.
Wow.
Marr. Sorry, that's Coffey. Got it right into the crease. Backhand.
Wow.
King puts it home.
Wide open on the side of the net, George. A broken play down low. And what was happening? The Cornbrook Royals got caught up ice, George, and there was some little bit of festivities going back behind the play. If you look right here, and they're caught puck watching, and it just comes over King on the side of the net. It's just an easy empty netter. Backhand, top corner. Now you're seeing the score starting to separate a little.
Yeah, 5-1 now. Only 5:17 to go here in the second period. Cataracts with a 4-goal lead again.
Officials are going to have their hands full, George, the remainder of this game. I sense it.
Cataracts goal scored by number 39, Kyle King.
Yeah, I agree, Robert. I get that feeling. This may heat up a little bit.
43, King, front copy, 14, 43.
Drover swinging wide, still holding it. Cody Drover back at the point. He'll leave it for Marr. Marr with a shot that hit some legs. May have hit Oak. Oak goes and gets it. Drover tried to come out short side. Wiseman's got it. He'll get out. Fitzgerald dumps it back in. Wiseman. And a strange bounce off the boards.
Yeah, I don't know if it hit the stanchion or not, but it was a very strange bounce.
Hunt with a shot that got a piece of the crossbar. Well, he's had some chances coming down that left side.
Has he ever?
3 or 4 in the first period. Another good one there. Marr feeding it across for Drover down in the corner. Brown takes him to the boards. Wiseman turning.
Keep an eye out here now, George. You got.
There's Hunt and Brent steps into Hunt again. He was looking for him.
Oh, there's no question. I watched the line change, and he just couldn't wait to get back on the ice.
And now Hunt.
Yeah, that's a slash. That's a bad slash.
And Brent is going to go over and go with Hunt.
Yeah.
You saw this coming, Robert.
Well, and I don't blame Corey Brent for doing it.
Well, this is a good tilt. If you like a hockey fight, this is a good one.
Yeah, like.
A couple of big guys.
Well, I mean, Jordan Marr is the best player in the league.
Yeah, you can't let guys
and
take shots.
No, and Hunt just goes over after he gets it. And he's getting pummeled. Corey Brent will receive high praise amongst all of his teammates, his coaches, and of course the fans of Grand Falls Windsor here.
And frankly, more importantly, I was watching Jordan Marr when he finally got up, he was down in the corner for a while and skated to the bench. He looks to be okay.
Yeah, but Hunt, George, is their team captain, a big guy. He gets hit 2 good clean checks, and he retaliates against a player on the Cataracts who's their best offensive player with a bad slash. And Corey Brent saying, I'm having no part of this, and he made sure Hunt understood that you don't do those things. Now, really, Hunt should have came back at Corey Brent, not Jordan Murray. That had nothing to do with it. I've watched Corey Brent over the years. He doesn't get to play much, but I guarantee you he makes the most of his ice time.
Oh, Robert, you predicted
Well, I could see it
2
coming.
minutes ago. You said this is going to escalate.
Oh, I
and-
could see it coming, George.
And when Brent and Hunt came on the ice, just down in front of the Cataracts bench, again, Brent stepped into Hunt, and Hunt then
Yeah, and
went
that-
after Murr.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Well,
even
that's
a
why-
real. That wasn't even a real big check.
No,
It-
no,
it-
no, no.
It's going back to the previous one, but I knew I could sense it because I watched as Hunt came back, and Hunt actually was out for a couple of shifts, and I mean Corey Brent, no hesitation, and he got about 4 really good ones in before Hunt realized what was going on, and Hunt is a big man. But George, I don't care what you do in the game. You know, big players play big players and, you know, check and this kind of stuff. But you don't, as a big player, as Hunt is, go and slash one of the guys on the other team for no reason. If you got a beef with Corey Brent, take it out with Corey Brent. That's one of the bitter tilts I've seen in a long time, George.
That
There was a lot of.
I don't know if I've seen a bigger tilt in the years I've been doing senior hockey. We used
No.
to have some dandy fights back
Yeah.
in the day.
Well, once
Again, if
Corey
you're
Brent,
into that sort of thing.
once Corey Brent realized that his teammate, you know, Jordan Murray, you know, phenomenal player, players, and, you know, doesn't matter if you're in Steve Mill, Corner Brook, Derry, you come to watch Jordan Murray play the game. You know, you come and watch Brandon Hines play the game. You know, you want to see exciting players play the game. But you can't be taking liberties against players like that.
Be interesting to see how teams respond. Sometimes after you could see things building, you get
Yeah.
that fight, and then things settle down after
Usually
that.
it's either we get something else right away or nothing.
Yep. Yeah.
And like, you know, I go back to, and I don't care who's playing the game or whatever the case may be. And yes, so we're from Grand Falls, Windsor, but I try to call it like it is. There's a code in the game. You do not go and take liberties against the better players on the other team and think that you're just going to go off.
All right, so we're going to get the initial penalty was going against Hunt on the slash on Marr,
Yeah.
and we will likely get then offsetting majors.
And I think that's
for
going to be a
fighting.
4-minute slash as well, George.
They've got it up on the board as 4 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I watched the slash, George. It's not one of these, like, excuse me slashes. And the other biggest guy that they got on the Corner Brook Rolls is serving 12 minutes, and that's Gillum for his penalty and 10-minute misconduct. So they're a couple of big bodies short. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to transpire here with the Cataracts now because, you know, they got the other big Brent not here. That's Mike. I'm sure he's listening. Is that webcast available in Montreal, George?
I know, maybe blacked out in Montreal. We don't have the national rights.
It's the Super Bowl Sunday in Montreal.
Oh my! So a power play for the Cataracts. Fitzgerald gets it to the front of the goal. It's still there in the blue paint. Couple of whacks at it, and the Royals clear it.
And George, this is one of the things I'm noticing. The Cataracts are sending a message here now. They've got their number one power play unit out.
Robert, they've changed it to a 2-minute. It was 4 up on the clock.
It was 4.
Now it's just showing 2 because it's showing 1:35 left to go.
Behind the
Yeah.
play, Antle was giving it to Fitzgerald coming up the ice, and Fitzgerald took offense to that.
Yeah,
I don't
both
think
Fit-
that we're over here with these festivities.
Okay, we got both Fitzgeralds out there, Nick and Josh, on this power play for the Cataracts. Mara is out there. You can see that he's okay. He said, I saw him skate back to the bench. He looked to be none the worse for wear. Drover, shot over the top of the goal. Cantwell here in the near boards. Gets the puck to settle. Winds up, he'll shoot it, kicked away. Drover has it. Under a minute to go in the power play. Cantwell to Drover. Marr's shot stopped by House, and he'll hold on to it.
And George, the finisher thought about good players. Good players get lots of attention because they get the puck a lot. And there's nothing wrong with giving good players hard time. I'm not saying that they get a free pass. But in that particular situation, there was just no call for it.
.47 seconds to go in the power play. Brown
Heads up.
off the glass and out. Cantwell back in his own end. 35 seconds to go in the man advantage. To Jeremy Drover. Gives it back to Cantwell. Cantwell in over the blue line. He's having a look around from the corner. Threw it right out in front. Great save by House.
Get 3 whacks at it.
That was a great pass and a tremendous save moving
He
to
was.
his left.
Got the pad out there very well.
That's going to do it for the power play. Royals kill it off. House with a couple of good saves. One brilliant save, better than good. Drover making moves in behind the goal. Got it out in front. It's in the paint, cleared to the boards.
Drover's a magician with that puck, George.
And Drover.
It's just amazing. He avoided 3 checks there then and making guys look silly.
Wicks fed it in front. It's cleared, kept in. Here is Drover. Drover shoots. House with the save. Rebound was there, and House covers it. Sits down on the puck. 1 minute to go exactly here in the second period. It has been eventful.
That looked like a skills competition there with Cody Drover and the other 3 players. It's going to be a misconduct penalty to the Cataracts bench players or bench staff. I was watching both coaches. They were sort of giving the gears a little bit to the official because they were talking about the slash behind the play. And they said, you know, because our good players are carrying the puck, I can hear them. You can't take liberties and just whack them, and that's what's happening. So I don't know if it's a 2-minute misconduct, a 10-minute misconduct, or a game misconduct. Anyway, Pierce is going to serve it. But I think it went
to the bench.
It went to the it definitely went to the bench. I'm not quite sure who.
All right, Royals will get a power play as a result.
Well, George, we talked about, 8 or 9 minutes ago, I said that we're going to have some excitement, and we've had some.
Yeah, bench minor.
Yeah, I could see
Cataracts
it.
get it. Get it out. King one-on-one. And the defenseman, Wiseman, did a great job.
Did a great job. Stood out, looked at his chest, didn't give up any ice at all.
Yeah, a young player.
Yeah, welcome to the league.
That shot stopped by Cantwell, who's kneeling down in front of his goaltender.
He's done it a few
The
times this
defenseman.
year.
Wiseman. Shot right on goal.
Wiseman scores,
Scores!
George. That's his first senior game and his first goal. Well, congratulations, Wiseman. I looked at the corner broke bench, immediately pointing, get me the puck.
And
There
they've
you
got
go.
the puck. Here's the goal. Here we go, Robert.
Yes, he manages to find a seam,
Oh.
George. You can see him come up.
Just
Yeah,
at the tail end, a shot from the point. Just put it on goal.
Put
Any
it on
shot
goal.
on goal is good, right?
it always is. But I really like to go back to it. He has a really good defensive play on a one-on-one. Sticks with his man. Comes back down. Hits the puck. First game. First goal. Gotta love it. One he'll remember for a while.
Late goal for the Royals. Get them within 3. Here they come again. There's time. This is House. He's poke checked.
And that was a power play goal.
Will come out. It's likely going to do with just a couple of seconds left. So the Royals score late on the power play. See if that sparks them heading into the third. Cataracts lead it by 3 after 2 periods, and it was an interesting second period. We had the big hit.
It
as
was.
We talked about maybe the biggest hit we've seen in a long time.
It has.
Well, it is the
Yep.
biggest hit we've seen in a long
Yeah,
time.
no question.
And then the 2 guys ended up getting involved a little later on in a dust up.
Yeah, that was a dust up as well. I mean, we've watched a lot over the years, but no, it was a good answer for Corey Brent, and both guys got early showers today. Get some ice on the knuckles.
Yeah, they were throwing them. Anyway, 2 periods done. 5-2 Cataracts in this semifinal preview. We'll do it for real next week. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're watching Central West Senior Hockey League action from the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium here on AO.live.
Attention fans, get your 50-50 tickets from sellers around the stadium. You can't win if you're not in.
5-2, Cataracts lead this game after 2 periods of play. Teams are back out on the ice for period number 3. Second period was an eventful one. Bit of a rough one. Some big hits. We saw a fight. A few penalties. But we are 5-on-5 to start the third period.
And George, thanks to our listeners out here, Darren Colburn informs me, he's listening to the game, that the first goal of his career by Wiseman is scored, but he did play a couple of games last year with the Deer Lake Red Wings, George.
Yeah, so not his first Senior Hockey League game, but his first Senior Hockey League goal.
So thanks, Darren, for that, and of course, congratulations. I mean, so I'm assuming he's a grade 12 student this year to play in the Newfoundland Senior Hockey League last year, the West Coast League, as a grade 11. That is a great compliment.
Brought to you by the insider, Robert Golding.
Well, as I said, Darren Colburn is a man with a great memory. He's a walking encyclopedia of stats. Hockey Bromley's a little late getting out.
The coach for the Royals makes his way to the bench.
And their backup goaltender is,
Well, they still got
Yeah,
a couple
they
of
still
players just coming out.
well,
The
the intermission was very long.
they're going to let them come out and get on the bench.
Yeah, I think that security might have asked them to pay. Well, Gilman needs to get out because he couldn't come over here and get in the penalty box.
Yeah, they got to let him out.
Definitely. Long way to walk around the building.
So he skates across, gets in the penalty box, serving the misconduct. So, again, 5-on-5. Fitzgerald plays it back. Grover off the boards. Comes to Edgar. We get it to Fitzgerald. There's Nick Fitzgerald back in his own end now. Be careful. He's being forced back. Gets it to the boards. Tipped by Edgar. Over to Drover, and he goes back. Finally, they get it out of their end. And don't do much with it. Be an icing call against the Cataracts. There's 37 seconds into the third period.
Looking down, George, seems like Cataracts have a couple players who are not on the bench or the ice.
Well, Corey Brent is gone. We saw, who did we see go to the dressing room earlier?
That was Winter.
Winter's gone. I don't know if Sims is there. That's down there. So that was touch. So
Yeah, I don't see Sims either.
one player, I can't see the number. Behind the goal, Wiseman. He's pushed against the boards. Fabiancic will head off the ice. Shot in well wide of the goal. Cantwell takes it off the boards. It's back to Scott Cantwell. And he'll lift it high and get it out. Kept in by the Royals. Roach with a shot, Barrett with the save, and doesn't give up a rebound.
Of course, George, the linesman took a spill over on the far boards, and he's hurting here now. I watched it as playing. He did a game yesterday. He did a AAA game. He did a Friday game as well, and he took a spill. Looked like his leg got caught underneath. I hope he's going to be fine.
Yep, Sims is not on the bench, so Sims, Brent, and Winter out of the game right now for the Cataracts. With the game misconduct for the fight in the second.
So they have 9 players on the bench, and looking over at the Royals bench, looks like they have 8, not counting the backup goaltenders.
Through the middle, Brandon Jewer out there trying to get through. Wiseman staying with him. Wiseman and Jewer go in. Puck comes free into the crease area, and the Royals clear it. Wiseman backhands it down the ice, and that'll be an icing call against Corner Brook. Slow start to the third period. A couple of icing calls, less than 2 minutes in.
Yeah, and that's one of those things you see after, you get some excitement. You don't really know what's going to transpire. Referee is going over. I'm sure the Corner Brook Royals are asked what time does he get out or what time is his penalty over because it's not showing up on the score clock. Regardless of what it is, he's going to have to wait for a stoppage of play, but it's going to be another 7 or 8 minutes for sure.
Yeah, serving the 10-minute misconduct picked up in the second period. That shot was off a leg to the near boards.
Plus is 2, so he's in there for 12 for sure.
James picks it up off the boards and heads up the ice for the Royals. Rejected and sent out. Clay King back in his own end to pick it up. Cataracts will change. Off the boards, Smith, if he touches it, it'll be offside. He'll head out and actually go to the bench. Drover to Marr, back to Drover. Cody Drover having a look around, back to Marr, put it wide. Drover's got it again along the boards. Drover trying to work it out in front, looking for Oak. Off the glass, out it comes. It gets past Wicks. He's got to go all the way back into his own end to retrieve it. Oak. Drover overskated it. Marr will pick it up to Oak. Oak will shoot it. Good pad save. That was headed for the far corner of the net. And a good save by House as he got the left pad down just in time. Nathan King pushed against the boards but gets it out to center. Josh Fitzgerald tried to feed it across. That went off of Vincent. Over to Wicks. Wiseman over the other side. Vincent couldn't knock that down. So he got a piece of it though, so no icing. Wicks. Pass for Pierce, picked off by Roach. Roach steps around an attempted check by Wicks. Puck along the boards. Cataracts have it. They'll lift it out. Wiseman. Roach. His pass picked off. Here's Nick Fitzgerald. Has Edgar with him. To the boards. King has it. And that'll be another icing called. A whole lot of not much happening here in the third period, Robert.
I'm not quite sure why the Royals are just taking the puck and icing it, but Gillum's out here now, serving his 2 minutes and his
He will stay on the ice.
Yeah, well, he's as rested as anybody.
Handle against Fitzgerald. Lewis. Sorry, that's Clay King. That's behind the goal. Drover off the boards. Wiseman with a shot. Saved by Barrett. Another good low shot by Wiseman from the point. That was an effective one.
Yeah, he has a quick release, George. We've watched him a lot this year with the Major Midget Under 18, and one of the things that he does possess is a really good shot. And of course, he got it away quickly back in the second period to get his first senior hockey league goal.
Coffey picked that off. Coffey off the defenseman. King to the near side. Picked up by Roach. Roach in over the blue line. Shot right on goal. Barrett kicks it away. King trying to get away.
It's going to be a hooking penalty, George.
Yep.
I don't know why anybody's going to complain about it. The bottom line is, since we've seen these rules going back 8 or 9 years, if a player is ahead of you, you get your stick engaged in his arm or anywhere around his hips and his stomach area, it's a hooking penalty. It's an easy call. I don't know what you're going to complain about.
Penalty to the Royals, number 19, Ryan Roach. Coming in for hooking. Time penalty.
So Cataracts on the power play, leading this one by 3 goals. Gets past Fitzgerald at the point. Barrett out the plate. We'll leave it there for Nick Fitzgerald. The two Fitzgeralds, Marr, Drover, and Coffey on the power play. This is Nick Fitzgerald to Cody Drover. Circling the goal. Back to Fitzgerald, to Josh Fitzgerald. And the Mar. Took Fitzgerald off the boards. Royals will get to it first. Overskated it, but they'll get it out. Brought back in by Cody Drover. Fanned on the shot attempt. Mar's got it. Drops it back for Josh Fitzgerald. His shot hit somebody in front, didn't get through to the goal. And out it comes. 1 minute to go in the power play.
Nice low shot there. Goaltender got his pad out.
House heads up. That'll go up into the mesh down the far end. The faceoff will come back down to our left.
Play a little scrappy here now in the neutral zone.
Faceoff just outside the blue line, right from where he shot it.
Still a lot of time left here in this game, just under 14 minutes.
Oak against House. King backhanded it in. Wiseman's got it. Wiseman stopping. He's got it, and down the ice it goes. Very poised for a 17-year-old.
Wow, very impressed.
He's finished playing a couple of major U18 games at the Windsor Stadium with the Western Kings against the Impact, and then suits up for the Royals this afternoon.
Number 13373. 1
Antle will clear it down.
73. $650. There for 95454. If you have one of those numbers, come over and see Mr. Kenny, the Pennsylvania area, and he'll take care of you.
There's a turnover inside the blue line. Antle cutting in front, made a good move. Another chance, hit the goaltender and came out. Barrett stayed with him. Great patience by Antle and also by Barrett.
And Cataracts just had a poor decision on their low and the turnaround backhand pass.
And the penalty expired while all that was happening. Off the stick of House. Wicks. Gale. Just got it out over the blue line, sent back in again. Puck was bouncing. House has it for the Royals. House fed it in front. Went to the boards here in the near side. Again, they go to the boards down in the corner. Good hit there by Smith.
Smith can't
He's
throw.
back at the point. Brown with a shot blocker save made.
Tell you, Wicks is in a little discomfort here now, George. He's a little wobbly.
Fabianchi with a shot. And that went off somebody up and out of play. Now someone's having words with Smith.
Wicks was tied up a little bit on the boards, George, and Smith came over and gave him a really good hard shot against the boards. Wicks is a tough character, but he was a little woozy after that one.
$650. 13373.
$650?
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, certainly down from last night, but you know, Sunday afternoon, a game that doesn't have any meaning in the standings. Decent crowd for Sunday afternoon. Again, most of the crowd on this side, the camera side of the Joe Byrne, on the home side. Benches on opposite sides here at the Joe, the old-fashioned way. They didn't change that when they renovated the stadium.
Oh, I like it. Don't see many like it anymore.
Trying to think if been to another stadium in the last few years that doesn't have the benches on the same side. Oak had it taken away. Jeremy Drover back in his own end. To Cantwell, back to Drover. On this side, taken by Marr. Marr's poke checked. Stays with it. Plays it back for Gale. And just chipped in by Oak. Once again, icing against the Royals.
Have so many of those in this period.
When the Cataracts went up 4-0 earlier in the second, he said, I hope teams don't just kind of play this one out because things had settled down. It was pretty quiet for a few minutes after that. Then it heated up, but
50-50.
not much happening here in the third so far.
No. We got a number of players out on both teams as well now. Makes a difference.
Pierce got it out in front. Cataracts have it. Scrappy play just inside the blue line. Great job by Gale using his feet. He lost his stick. Here's Nick Fitzgerald.
Maradona.
And Royals player, Slim Hoy, it's really scrappy out there right now, Robert.
It certainly is, in more ways than one.
That shot stopped by Barrett. Nathan King with the chance for the Royals. Fitzgerald working his way out to center. Cut off by Hand. Hand heads to the bench. Fitzgerald stays with the puck. To Pierce. Off the boards. Fitzgerald. He had it taken away by King. He didn't do anything with it. Wiseman. His shot blocked. Rebound. Put high and wide by Antle. That's lifted high down into the corner on it first. It's Clay King. Gillum puts it towards the goal. Nobody in front at all. Easy save for Barrett. Gillum will hold it in again. Brown winds up, shoots it. Good save by Barrett with the left pad. Kept in by the Royals. Drover. And it'll just get out. Pierce got a stick on it. Brown looking for Antle. Barrett's going to cover that. 9:14 to go.
Yeah, so we're halfway through the third, but there's still a long ways to go. There's a lot of ice between now and the final buzzer. Players seem quite content here now to get it in, get it out, and I'm sure they're thinking about next weekend. Nobody wants to get hurt.
As we mentioned, playoffs start next weekend. Red Wings will host Stephenville Lightning. Cataracts will host these Cornerbrook Royals. Check out the websites and the Facebook pages, all that sort of thing, to get the exact schedule for the games next weekend here at the Joe.
Yeah, it's going to be for the next 3 or 4, well, at least 3 weekends in a row for the fans of Grand Falls Windsor, and of course on the West Coast you'll get to see your teams play.
We'll have those games for you next weekend here on AO.live, and just to let you know that the following weekend the Central Impact will be here in town playing games at do the math, 3, 4, and 5. They do a 2-3-2 format playing the Growlers. They're in St. John's next weekend when the Cataracts are here. The following weekend, Cataracts are on the road. Impact are here, and we'll have those games for you as well.
Busy time.
Oh yeah, it's playoffs.
It's playoffs.
Gotta-
This is for real.
Most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
I'd sing it, but I can't sing.
No, that's all right. Oh, wow. Little buzzer.
I'm going to say keep playing. Oh.
That's a bad call.
And the official is over at the table. Said, "Guys, you got to stop. I did it for a reason."
Yeah, but once the buzzer blows like that, really the officials should blow it down.
We could tell all the players.
Well,
stopped.
everybody stopped. I can remember that I looked down at the goaltender. Goaltender had his hands up in the air.
So they hit the buzzer a second time with emphasis. First
Yeah.
time was just a short person. He let it go and said, "No, you got to stop. Something's going on." I have no idea what it is, to be honest, but
Okay, shut it down.
the clock's gone off.
You just take it your old Timex.
This happened once earlier this year. I'd never seen it before.
No?
And there was a shot of it. Jason's got the camera up. Oh, that clock is back.
Beautiful.
Power restored. It's like, if we have any trouble with the webcast, is turn it off,
Yeah.
turn it on again. If that doesn't fix it, I don't know.
Yeah, I've had a few questions down to school talking about my computer, and they said, have you ever tried turning it on and off? And I said,
That's always the first question. Contact IT. Did you
Yeah.
try rebooting it?
yeah, thank you.
You go, oh, yeah, right, thanks. Never thought of that.
I can remember one time they told me to try to reboot it, and I went, well, I did kick it.
Like the old one, you press any key to continue. He said, I couldn't find the any key.
No, it's not there.
Which one is that? Kyle King shot. And it Redirects back to center. Cantwell up the middle to Coffey. Knocked out of the air, but Gillum will get to it. Just gets rid of it. Cantwell drops it back. Drover. House watching him. And House took it away. Cantwell comes back to help out. A good pass for Cody Drover. Getting around the outside. Goes down, gets back up again. Shot. That went off of Wiseman. Didn't get through to the goal. Hand. A very sharp angle. Went off a stick. Comes to the near boards. And it'll come out. Brown has it. Fabiancic. Dump it in. The Cataracts will dump it out. Dump it in, dump it out.
Much like a game of tennis, back and forth, back and forth.
Marr. Puck goes into the goaltender, and House will hold it.
We got 7.5 minutes left almost. There's going to be a lot of dump ins and dump outs at this rate. See trainer Lindsey Wiseman returning back to the bench, so he had to give somebody some support in the Cataract dressing room.
Saw him go off with Winter in the second period.
Yeah.
Just out over the blue line. Fabiancic a shot off of Wicks. Oh. Tipped out in front. Pierce got a stick on it. Got it out to center. Dumped in.
Again.
Wicks to Pierce. Takes it off his skate. Goes the other side. Edgar. Had it taken away by King. King cutting inside. Here's King with a chance. Barrett with the save. Right in the slot. Shot. Another save by Barrett. Andel with a great opportunity. Andel again. He goes down. Play continues. Fitzgerald drops it off. It was a slap pass.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to take a slap shot, and then he wanted to pass it over to Pierce coming down on the left side.
Yeah, Edgar had a chance, but looked for a teammate instead. Nick Fitzgerald to the boards. Wiseman has it. Around for Gillum. Back to Wiseman, back to Gillum. Under 6 to play. Kyle King in over the blue line, drops it off. Coffey, nowhere to go. Out it comes. Roach. That's broken up. And go the other way. King against Brown. King with his shot. Grabbed out of the air by the left-handed goaltender. Catches it in the right hand.
5.5 left here in the third period. Not a whole lot of anything going on thus far, and I'm sure we're not going to see much more for the last 5.5 minutes, George. I really can go out on a limb now and say I think both teams are going to play with the string.
It's been a very quiet third period.
It has been.
King with a shot. Gets through to the goaltender. House has got it.
That was a nice save. I like the way he just threw that right-handed trapper out there. Good quick release. Put a Cataract forward. House equal to the task.
Coffey against Smith. Coffey wins it cleanly back to Josh Fitzgerald. And along the boards, King. Kyle King back at the point for Fitzgerald. Tried to put it in behind the goal. Brown got a leg in the way of that.
Yeah.
James working one-on-one. The puck gets away from him, goes down to the goaltender. James is taken down, and now he and
Yes, he hauled Wicks' helmet off as he went down. Wicks did a great job of staying with him. And as they were down, he just hauled the helmet off of his head. Jersey's off. Ask Eddie Flood about this one. Is that it?
Don't go there again with the equipment penalty.
No tie down?
You went there.
But there was no fight. No fight, so that's
No.
all right. Well, I'm expecting a text any minute.
There's a discussion between the two referees just outside the blue line.
George, if I'm not mistaken, I think if you haul a helmet off of a player, it's a penalty as well.
It's a penalty if it gets detected.
Okay, I like it.
If referee doesn't call it, it's not a penalty.
No,
That's
that's another good piece of information I've had to learn here today.
Wicks is in the penalty box. Nobody in there yet for the Royals. I expect someone's going to have to go. I mean, it was James who was engaged with Wicks.
Well, I'm only seeing one penalty.
Yeah. That's it. Nobody for the Royals. There you see it. Just number 44, Wicks. So after all that, it will be a power play for the Royals.
Pending to the Cataracts, number 44, Tyler Wicks, jumping for roughing at 15:02. Roughing Wicks at 15:02. The roughing
King holding it down into the corner. Gillum is back at the point. He gets the pass. Doesn't shoot it. Antle back to Gillum. This time he'll shoot it well wide of the mark. Oak along the boards. He gets to the puck and sends it the length of the ice. House. He's got some good speed. Got to a blue line. Tried to drop it back to his defenseman. Now they'll get it in deep. House will go to get it. Barrett got a stick on it and then knocked out of the air nicely. That was Maher.
Good hand-eye.
Oh, sorry. Correction. That was Oak.
Yeah, good hand-eye off the backhand as well.
Wiseman puts on the brakes, puts it on goal. There to the glass. Antle. Nathan King. Over pushes him down. Cataracts win the battle behind the net and send it down the ice. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Antle looks to shoot it around the boards.
Wow.
Again, a strange bounce off the boards.
That's a real strange one.
That was supposed to come all the way around to the point here.
Yeah, I was watching a D-man going over there for a retrieval and or rim around. No such thing coming.
Ended up out in front of the goal.
We've been used to seeing that on the other net down to our left. Not
It's
down
a-
that side.
You can get some strange bounces off the boards here at the Joe. We've been watching it for years. Penalty is over. Brown will take it back into his own end. He'll get the return pass to Lewis, to center, knocked out of the air by Cantwell. Royals retrieve it, another save by Barrett. That'll get out. Curtis Barrett has had a particularly good game for the Cataracts this afternoon. He has been tested a number of times. Grover all alone on the rush. Puck just slides down to House.
Yeah, if you look at shots on goal here today, George, 34-27 in favor of the Cataracts right now. The Cataracts got outshot last night 40-17. Probably the least number of shots that they've had this year, but they come out with a big difference here today. Scored two very early goals, early in the first period and then again early in the second period, which really set the tone for most of the game.
Again, Barrett with the save, dives out. And the face-off will be to Barrett's right. We're down to under 2 minutes to go in this one. Yeah, they came into this third period, Robert, I think, just saying, let's just play this one and get ready for next week, and we'll do it for real.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I anticipate next week, George, whatever night it happens to be, that there will be some excitement in the building and both teams will be raring to go.
Yeah, I think we'll see a very different style of game
And
next
of course,
weekend than what we're seeing here.
Cornbrook
this
are missing
afternoon.
6 or 7 guys today, and no doubt they will have a full contingent next week, as will the Cataracts. Andrew Gill, Mike Brent, Deering will all be back as far as I know.
I don't know the status of Winter and Sims.
Well, that's going to be something that have to be looked at all week.
It's dumped in, minute 20 to go. Drover, fanned on the first attempt and gets it ahead to Fitzgerald. Up for Pierce. Pierce in over the blue line. Long shot just over the top of the goal. Wiseman with a swing at it. Gets to it on the second attempt with the backhand and clears it. 1 minute to go in this one. King steps in. Shot up high taken by House. And it's cleared. Cantwell. Off a skate. Brewer will go into forecheck. Brown back to get it. He'll leave it back there. This will go down the ice, and this is going to be yet another icing call against the Royals.
Yeah, we've had a few. Haven't had one in a while, however.
The number early in this period.
Oh, 4 or 5 in the first minute and a half of the third period.
Down to 30 seconds left. Fans beginning to file out of the Joe Byrne. Expect a full house next weekend
Oh, no
when the
question.
Royals come in for the playoffs.
I would think that tickets will probably go on sale. Maybe is it Tuesday they go on sale here at the Joe?
Usually Wednesday for holding seats, but
Okay.
again, check social media to get the schedule for that.
Yeah, because we actually don't know when they're playing next week.
No.
So we'll stay tuned.
All right, Brown back in his own end as the stadium empties out. Those who are left are cheering on the Cataracts as the time runs out. Here's the final buzzer, final score, 5-2. Cataracts defeat the Royals this afternoon. So that puts a period on the regular season. Final game. Playoffs start next week.
Playoffs. Looking at the Royals, George, some of their players are gone. I thought that everybody shook hands, but maybe I'm wrong.
We did do it in the other games. But anyway.
Okay. Maybe it's better that you don't. I'm not sure. Well,
All right, players head to their respective dressing rooms. The Cataracts players salute the fans who are still here.
I know the Red Wings and Cataracts did last night. But anyway,
Okay,
either here
there's
and
the-
there. And for all those folks who've traveled in to GFW today to take in the game, safe travels back wherever you may be going. And we will see you next week, Georgie.
All right, that's going to do it for Robert Golding and our cameraman, Jason Power. We are going to call it a day. Final score 5-2 Cataracts. Playoffs next week again. Just check online to get the exact schedule for the games and when the tickets are available. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. We're going to go
Yes.
home and watch that one. So long, everyone.